Good afternoon. My name is Philip Porter, and welcome to the Vision Driven Family Institute, where we educate family leaders to fulfill their family's purpose, build wealth, and empower future generations. My name is Philip Porter out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm going to be your host for this afternoon. My co-host, Dr. Janice Porter, is out doing what doctors do on a Saturday afternoon, representing the Vision Driven Family Institute. And we're excited for all of the things she's blessed to do and moving forward. So with that said, welcome to our broadcast this afternoon, and get back and get some pencil and paper, because we will drop some knowledge on you today, especially with me having the whole show. Let's roll. And you know, we like to start our broadcast each afternoon with a quote. And our quote for today is, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. And that is Proverbs 13:22. That is quote number one. All right, quote number two. People are working harder than ever, but because they lack clarity and vision, they aren't getting very far. And that's by Stephen Covey. And let me say that again, because I want you to keep both of these in mind as we go throughout our broadcast this afternoon. That quote again says, people are working harder than ever, but because they lack clarity and vision, they aren't getting very far. Stephen Covey. We're going to go into that more as we move along. But before we go into our broadcast, we got some announcements that we'd like to make. First of all, I'd like to thank our special guests from last week, Andrew and Kiana Joyner, G3s, from our family. Thank you very much. It was exciting to be and have them on our show on last Saturday. They are the new power couple within our family, and we're looking forward. And they're also going to be some hosts. They're going to be hosting a few of our Vision Driven Family broadcasts moving forward. So watch our Facebook page and see when they will be coming up next. The other thing we'd like to announce is a book signing that Dr. Porter and myself will be at on November 18th. That's Saturday, November 18th in North Minneapolis at the Minnesota Black Authors Expo 2017. So keep that in mind. So if you're looking for any of our 5 books, you'd like to get them signed, we will see you there. Also, we are very excited to announce we are now taking applications for our virtual family vision training program, specifically designed for families. And we've actually have signed up our first family out of Mobile, Alabama. And in November, we will be starting that virtual training with family vision training for their family. And from here, I'm giving them a name. It's exciting after talking to all the things they're doing and their dreams that they have coming before them. I'm calling them the Pace Setters of Mobile. I'm calling that family the Pace Setters of Mobile. So if you ever see me giving you some shout outs to that group, that's what I'm talking about. All right. And today's show and today's broadcast will be on the topic, making your family vision from scratch. Making your family vision from scratch. And the other subtitle of that is 10. And now I've actually changed it to the number 12 ingredients to an inspiring family vision. So we're going to be doing a mini series on the family vision and how you actually put that together. Okay, so I think that's all our announcements for today. And we do like to do our birthday shout outs. and we like to celebrate one's birthday the entire month. Okay, and so for the month of October, here are the birthdays we would like to recommend. And let me say now, I may not get all of these names pronounced correctly. So with the doctor not here, I'm gonna do the best, kind of the best that I can. So October birthdays: Amelia Penn, Beckley, West Virginia. Want to say a big happy birthday to her. And to my nephew, G3 Hassani Williams out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Happy birthday, month of October, Hassani. And to my brother in Fort Worth, Texas, Alex Williams. A big happy birthday to Big Alex. Happy birthday to Minister Lakeisha Lewis, right here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Another birthday shout out to Homer Ray Hewitt, my brother in the big city of Jackson, Mississippi. He's the kind of the big brother in the family. So we're excited to send a shout out to Homer Ray. Also to Kaylee Causey, Mobile, Alabama. Jalen Williams, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Reverend James Johnson, Bentonia, Mississippi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Bentonia, Mississippi. My colleague for many years from my days at Gillette Company, Mr. Stan Matthews. Happy birthday to you. And to my colleague at the Neighborhood Development Center, Isabel Chancellor out of St. Paul. Happy birthday. I actually think she's in the Big Easy this weekend in New Orleans. Be safe, Isabel. Another happy birthday to a longtime friend, Neil Dingo, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Happy birthday. And a big special birthday to my sister, Anita Porter. Happy birthday to you. And another happy birthday is to Vonette Cannon out of Minnesota here. So special happy birthday. And to Ethel Lee Kane out of the big state of New York. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, and I know I most likely will not get this name correct, so I'm apologize now. And it's Vahinet Cannon Wea, right here in Minnesota. So happy birthday to all the birthdays in the month of October. And thank you for everyone who has and continue to join us here on the Vision Driven Family Institute. So if you do have birthdays, feel free to get those sent to us. Either send inboxes on Facebook, or you can email us at the visiondrivenfamily@gmail.com. So however you can reach us, we will be happy to do a shout out of the birthdays. So thank you very much. And now, as we move forward in getting ready for the topic, the topic for today, making your family vision from scratch. Making your family vision from scratch. Okay, I'm excited about that. And I picked the topic, making your family vision from scratch, because when I was doing this, I was actually reminded of the best gumbo I ever had that was made from scratch. It took all day, and the first time I had it, I think it was probably 30 years ago, from my aunt, Mary Causey out of Alabama. I never had, when I first had that, I never had gumbo from scratch, okay? It seems like when she made the gumbo, it took all day long, okay? But I guess they say if you want to have the best gumbo and you want to make it from scratch, it takes what it takes. And I kind of thought about that, you know, doing your family vision, because people always ask, well, how long will it take? I say sometimes it's like a good pot of scratch gumbo. It takes what it takes. There's some ingredients that have to go in at a certain time. There's some ingredients that could probably go in any time. So it's just like a family vision. What you're going to learn today, these 12 ingredients or these 12 steps, there's some of these steps you're going to have to do at a specific time. And then there's some steps I can say you can do anytime. Okay? So that's why I got the topic for today, making your inspiring family vision from scratch, and the 12 ingredients that's going to be required. Okay, I'm going to be doing this. Me and Dr. Porter will be doing a series over the next several months, and we're going to be sprinkling in some G3s in between. So between now and Thanksgiving, you better hold on, because we're going to have a good time and we're going to drop a lot of knowledge on you. Okay? All right, with that said, as I get my information pulled up here, and what we're trying to do with this is respond to questions that we get all the time. All the time. Some of the questions that we get are, how can I find out what my purpose is? We get that question all the time. Another one is, when do I know when I found my purpose? So if I do, how do I know that I actually have it? The next one is, what is the first step in creating my own family, my own personal vision or my family vision? Okay, so these are the questions that we have to answer. And I was also this week, as I was preparing, I was talking to my sister Brenda down in Mississippi, and one of the things we like to add is, what do I do when I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired and not going anywhere, not moving forward? Things seem to be so hopeless. Everything don't seem to be working right. I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. My prayer is that's what this mini series is going to share with you. I also like to tell people this, what I'm trying to share with you, it doesn't really take the place of the workshops that we do, because those workshops, we're working with families and so forth, can take up to 15 to 20 hours. But these are a lot of good nuggets in here. If you take these along with our books, you can get a very, very good start on your family vision. But what I want to share was, when people ask me these questions, and I always pause, and they're looking for a nice, short package answer. How can I find out what my purpose is? You know, I get that note on Facebook, and they run a response, and I'm trying to think about, well, how do I respond? Because when someone asks me that question, I'm thinking of from the basis of our own family. And to share a little bit with you, those who haven't read our book, our family vision for our family started 45 years ago. 45 years ago, okay? So when a person asks, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I tell them in 1 or 2 sentences that covers 45 years? All right, so that's the reason that I pause, but that's what I'm going to actually give you this information during these next several weeks. But what I also want to share with you is, when you say family vision, think about our experience that our family has experienced. And hopefully this is actually going to help you. During those 45 years, okay, during those 45 years, my parents' first thought and their first vision, which was a verbal vision that they shared, was in 1972. Okay, it was a verbal vision between my parents. Okay, fast forward 36 years. For 36 years, the vision was all verbal. It was not written down. And as you know, those who are Christians, what it says, we must write the vision down. 36 years later in 2008, matter of fact, in March in 2008, we actually as a family wrote our family vision down. It took us 36 years to write our family vision down. What we're saying is you don't have to take that long, okay? The next step is what I want to share with you is more happened after we wrote the family vision down with our family than it was all the 36 years before. Okay. Now, we had a family vision. We've had it written down for 9 years. Okay. It wasn't until 2015 until we actually began living a family vision lifestyle. It wasn't actually until 2015 when we began living the family vision lifestyle. So when I'm talking about family vision, are you talking about verbal? Are you talking about written? Are you talking about living it? Okay. Our goal is to get you from where you may be at now, whether it's nothing or whether you currently have it, to the point now that you're actually living it. And will it take 45 years? No. How long would it take? That's up to you. But the journey does begin. Your journey does begin today. Okay? All right. The first step, when I was talking about that ingredients in that gumbo, and we're going to be talking about the 12 ingredients for creating an inspiring family vision. The first ingredient has to be the first ingredient. You can't bypass this. If you do, you will have problems moving forward. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you have a family vision and you haven't done this, I suggest you go back. These first couple of steps, if you haven't done it, go back, because you might just actually limit the long-term vision that you have for yourself and for your family. Okay, step one of the family vision process and determining what your purpose is. That first step is to select the right type of family vision. Select the right type of family vision that's right for you and your family. Because what we learned over the years, there are actually 5 types of family visions, 5. So unless you select the wrong one, you will start your journey off going in the wrong direction. Okay? From Minnesota, I can't go east to get to California. So you got to start out in the right direction. And so the first ingredient is the first ingredient. There are 5 types of family vision. And you want to know, well, what are they? So I'm going to share with those 5 types. You need to select that first. The first of the 5 types of family vision is what we call a single S, what we call an S vision. It's called a single family vision. Okay. And that's what? For someone who is single. Okay. They may have kids, they may not have kids, but it's someone who's single. All right. So that's one. Okay. The next is a childless family vision. Okay. We do have people that want a family vision, but they don't have any kids of their own. Okay. But they still can create and should have a family vision. Okay. And that's number 2, childless family vision. Number 3 is what we call a nuclear family vision. A nuclear family vision. And that's a family that has the parents, the husband and the wife, and the children. Whether the children is their natural biological children or whether they're adopted, step, half, and so forth. Okay, that's the nuclear family vision. As you will come to see, is a big difference between a nuclear family vision and a S, as in single family vision. Okay. Number 4 is what we call an immediate family vision. An immediate family vision, and that's for parents, That's a vision that covers the parents, the grandparents, the children, the grandchildren, the siblings, and the in-laws. Okay, that's the immediate family vision. Okay, the last, number 5, is what we call the extended family vision. The extended family vision, that includes the parents, the grandparents, the great-grandparents, the children, the grandchildren, the siblings, the in-laws, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins. You're talking about Generation Z's, Generation Y's, millennials, Generation X, baby boomers. So creating a vision, as you can start to see, it's a big difference between creating a family vision of 1 to a family vision of hundreds. Okay, our family started out with a nuclear family vision. That's where my parents started. Okay, 45 years ago they started. That was where they started, with a nuclear family vision. All right, when I'm talking to people today, sometimes I have to be careful, because a lot of times I'm speaking from where we at now, an extended family vision. That's where our family is 45 years later. So there is a big difference. So when someone asks me, how do they start a family vision, or how do they create a family vision, and I pause, because I don't know yet. Are they talking about just something for themselves? Are they talking something for the immediate family? Are they talking for the extended family? I have to get more information before I can get some clarity or start giving some feedback. Okay, so step number 1. So step number 1 is selecting the right family vision. And all of the information I'm giving you is actually in our book. This is our workbook. Okay, we use it in the class. You can get this on our website. You can get this on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle, where you can actually take it, and there's places where you can fill it out and everything. And we do have a chapter that's dealing with selecting the right vision, which just happened to be chapter 3 in our book. All right, so if you don't have the book, you may actually want to get that, because what I'm saying is step number 1, selecting the right vision. So that's your first step. Okay, so if everyone is with me, I'm saying that is the first step. And kind of as a side note, some people and people in our family is a part of more than one family vision. We might say part of more than one family vision. Yes, they're part of more than one family vision, because many of them in our family, they have a nuclear family vision for their immediate family, and they're also part of the larger extended family vision. So they are working within 2 family visions, and they have successfully integrated their personal family vision, where it kind of links in with the extended family vision. Okay, but remember, our family, we're talking about 45 years of experience. So with that said, if you got any questions, make sure you contact us in regards to that. Okay. Now, step number 2. Step number 2 in creating this family vision, or finding out what your purpose is. Okay. And when people are asking me these questions, how do I do this? How do I find my family vision? How do I find out what my purpose is in life? Once you've identified which family vision, that's number 1. The second one is, you should want to know, is it conditional or unconditional? Okay, is your family vision a conditional family vision or unconditional family vision? Okay, that distinction is critical. A lot of times when we talk about the Bible, and there are various visions and so forth, family visions and individual vision that takes place, some visions are conditional and some are unconditional. And let's start with the unconditional ones, which means as a believer of Jesus Christ, there are some visions and some plans God has for your life. He has that for you for his glory. Okay? There's nothing really you can do, right? There's manna coming from heaven, like we like to say, so to speak. All right? So you don't necessarily have to do. He will provide that for you. Okay? However, most visions that I'm aware of, including our own family, our family vision is conditional. I would almost say the majority of our family visions will be conditional. And what that means is there's something we have to do to make our family vision become a reality. Okay? It might be like my wife did, Dr. Porter, got her doctorate degree. Maybe that's one of the things our family needed to do to get to where we want to be and to achieve our family vision. Okay? Maybe you have to learn carpentry. All right, and get your carpenter certification. I mean, or maybe you need maybe need to become an attorney to accomplish your family vision. Whatever that is, okay, maybe having a military background. Well, thank the Lord for my brother Philip Wells. We needed his skills to achieve and to reaching our family vision that we're trying to reach. So that's why I say is your family vision, once you decide which family vision it is, then you determine is it conditional or is it unconditional? Because if you got a conditional family vision and you're sitting around and you wonder why nothing is actually happening, is because there's things that you have to do. Okay? Now you may be trying to figure out, well, how do I know what I'm supposed to do? That, as we move along, will gradually be revealed to you. All right, so I gave you 2 ingredients, 2, just only 2. All right, the last one, the third one, because of our time, is very critical. So these first 3, you have to do them. You have to really do these in order. And if you haven't, I say go back. You got to go back and do them. Number 3, the third step is you have to become a dreamer. Okay? Some people, we've been knocked down. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's a lot of hopelessness. There's a lot of negative things going on in the news that's going on around us. But what I'm saying, that at some point, you gotta get, even if this is a vision of one for a single person, you have to become a dreamer, okay? And how do you do that? We do have some dream sessions that we do with families. I'm gonna share one with you, but there's several different ones, and we do them all because we get different things. We get different information from each of these dream sessions, okay? My parents had to begin as dreamers, for example, even though it was them 2. All right. And sometimes as a dreamer, your dream not going to make sense to nobody. What you want to do as a visionary, it may not make sense to nobody but you. Okay. When my parents back in the 60s and 70s, all right, decided for their vision that they needed to buy property in Colorado, and they lived in Kansas City. Okay. Now, if you go back to the 60s and 70s, all right, being a young African-American couple working several jobs, and you talking about buying land 400 or 500 miles away when you can probably buy the same kind of land within an hour of Kansas City. So what sense does that make? Okay, but that's a dreamer. Now for us, 45 years later, it makes perfect sense. Okay, but what I'm also saying, you got to become a dreamer, and you need to go through these dream sessions, and sometimes you have to do them more than once. All right, our family, we haven't did it, and family, we probably do these again. Several years ago, our family can tell you we had a dream session, because now we was moving into what we call the extended family vision. We was moving out of the immediate family vision to the extended family vision. So we had 2 dream sessions over the Christmas holidays, one in Minnesota and one in Mississippi. Okay, we had 2 dream sessions, and then after all that is said and done, we reported the information from the dream sessions to the entire extended family. Okay, so just because you do it once don't mean you stop. Every year, every few years, you should actually continue to do it. But here's one of the things you can do for a dream session, and it's to have everyone in the family to answer this question. All right, if you're just a single family vision, you're writing it down and answering it. No judgment, no trying to figure it out, nothing like that. All right, you just laying it all out. And the question we like to ask is, if you had all the money, all the time, all the resources available to you, what would you like to accomplish? Okay, if you had all the money, all the time, all the resources, all the networks available to you, what would you like to accomplish? We're not saying how you're going to do it. We're just saying, what is that dream? What is that thing you would love to do? Okay, and write it down. And it may be more than one. It may be more than one. You can actually include what would you like to own? You know, what asset would you like to own? Where would you like to own it? In the Caribbean? I mean, whatever. Okay, the bigger the dream, the better it is on you finding out what your purpose is. Okay, so as we wrap up today's session, we talked about 3 things. The first 3 ingredients are the first 3 steps. Step number 1, you got to select the right vision. I was talking to a gentleman this week, right? I had to find out, I had to select the right family vision so I know how to actually have that conversation. Okay, after you select the right family vision, okay, which is, and then number 2 is, because I said there was 5, okay, and then you have to decide, is your family vision going to be conditional or is it unconditional? That's number 2, all right? Because that's going to that tells you a lot of things. And then start having those dream sessions. Okay, so if you're not sure how to have a dream session, you can contact us at the Vision Driven Family Institute. We actually going to be doing this for the first time for what we call our pace setters out of Alabama. We're excited and looking forward to it. So we're going to be doing this Vision Driven Family workshop with them virtually. So if you're interested or your family's interested and you want to apply for that, feel free to contact us at our website at thevisiondrivenfamily.com or on our Facebook page, or send us an inbox. All of that would be outstanding and will be great. Well, that's the first part of our mini series, okay, making your family vision from scratch. Making your family vision from scratch. Hopefully these first 3 tips will help you. All right, and there's a total of 12, and we just covered the first 3, and we didn't go into a lot of detail like we would normally go through in our workshop, but hopefully this helps you. Make sure you get back to us on next week, and we will get you a few more steps. And if you have any questions, make sure you contact us so we can answer those on next week. And we're definitely looking forward to it. Okay. So as we get ready to close our session for today, okay, we always like to end it with a quote and to send you off on having a great weekend. Okay. The quote that we like to end our broadcast today is, good business leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. And that's Jack Welch. Okay? Because we're talking about a family, let me drop the family into his quote. Okay? Good family leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. And by Jack Welch. I challenge you, if you drive your family vision, if you identify your family vision, if you identify your own purpose, you will be doing what we are blessed to do today, living our family vision. And the next 5 years, we are now in the process of transferring it to the G3s. So we're excited here at the Vision Driven Family Institute, where we build family leaders. Okay, we educate family leaders to fulfill their purpose, build wealth, and empower generations. Have a great week. Bye-bye.